bitch. Some Drake, some Drake words or something. Sure.
Yeah, wasn't your words.
Weren't mine. I don't ever speak like that for people.
There's the man, Jack. Glad you could join us.
Big Shawnee, how you doing, pal?
I'm doing good. What you?
Too bad. I'm not too bad.
I'll have to take me for
Up in wet old Ireland here.
You'll have to take me for lunch next month when I come over.
What day are you coming over, actually?
I'm there on the 10th to the 13th, so I'm back home for that weekend.
You're miles away from us, man.
I'll be over with my little brother. Unfortunately, I'll be in London. That's in November, right?
Yeah, it's November, yeah.
Billy B is having a little surgery. He's getting a hair transplant.
Not London anyway. Cost you about fucking 30 grand here. Cost you about 30 pound in fucking in Turkey. Sorry, 30 lira, because I know you know, Shawnee.
Me, I'm not. This is a look. I do this. I'm not going bald. Would you stop?
You're
I'm not like you and Jack. No, this is a choice.
You distinctively shave your head like an Egypt. Wow.
Yeah. So yeah.
Very good. You
I'm
learn
not-
something new every day.
I'm not like you and Jimmy Hayes going bald.
I'm not on board, you little freak.
I haven't seen you without a cap. Look at that.
Well, I'll wear no cap now, just to annoy you. There you
Right,
go.
and I'll stick it on.
How's life in the Netherlands, Shawnee?
Yeah, life's going well, Jack. Can't complain.
Hey, come here. Tell us, why are you in Netherlands? There's always love or money. So, which one is it, or is it both?
Well, it was both. Me and the missus were looking to move away in October last year when we were planning.
Yeah.
We had picked the Netherlands.
Okay.
We were going to go to Portugal, but
Yeah.
we need Portuguese, and the currency is, what they're earning over there is crap. So we picked the Netherlands because we didn't want to go all the way to Australia because they still had the COVID restrictions, and we're not back to it.
Jeff will tell you about that.
Yeah, it's too far.
Yeah.
So your partner, she's Irish.
She's Ukrainian, but she's lived in Ireland like 20 years, so she's pretty much Irish.
Yeah.
Have we adopted her as an Irish citizen? We have.
Yeah. She has a passport and all, yeah.
Jesus. We adopted her before Vladimir went fucking knocking, did he?
On a crazy one, yeah.
Jesus.
Boy, went on a mad one.
I think we are all good to go. I think we've shared it. Guys, if you can hear us, let me know. I think there's like 25 of you watching on Facebook. I'm with my good friend Shawnee Brady, another good Irishman. We seem to get great Irish people into the objection box. I wonder how or why that may be, but we have another good one today. Just to kind of give you guys a bit of a background, Shawnee wasn't even in sales until February of this year.
Correct.
And when he started in sales, he did 3 months back to back and made €800, which is about, I don't know, $670 in 3 months. Okay. So since then, we've taken him from, I don't know, $300 a month all the way up. I think he did 9 pints something last.
Yeah, 9.3 last month. And then I'm at about 5K so far this month. So I'm shooting for 10K this month.
Okay, so someone who's very, very clever, let me know what the measurement of that is. Taking somebody from $300, $350 a month, all the way up to 9.3 a month. Okay, if you could do that, that would be perfect.
Don't be asking me. Yeah, I think before I got into the objection box, so for the first 2-3 months I was in sales, I made €890, and I think I'd closed like 3 deals, and I was taking calls every single week. I don't know how the business owner actually kept me on the offer.
Either do I, to be honest.
Yeah, so I was getting close, and then I ended up jumping in the family, and then so I was sub 10%, and then within 4 weeks I went up to 43%.
Yeah.
And
Before you start telling us how great we are, give us all a bit of a rundown of who you are, where you're from, how you ended up in this space, and where you've actually come from, because people love to hear about you rather than just how great we are. So
Sean Brady from Ireland. I guess how I got started in the online space was about 2 years ago. I actually started drop shipping. I was actually doing pretty well at it. I was making probably about 8 to 9K in revenue for like 3 or 4 months. So about 4K profit, wasn't working. And then all of a sudden the ad stopped and burnt all my money. Had to go get a 9 to 5. And I didn't like working. And so I tried to, it went from job money.
Sorry, go for it.
Yeah, so I went from drop shipping to 9 to 5. And then when E-Man kind of blew up last year, I ended up getting sold into an agency. From February to January of this year, tried to start an agency, didn't sign any clients, and then eventually got sold into a 10K in 90 days, one of them programs. Didn't get the results, obviously. And me and my girlfriend had already planned to move to Amsterdam. So we moved to Amsterdam. I had 2,000 euros to my name. And I was like, you know, I'm going to make it work. I'm going to make it work. I don't want to go back and get a 9 to 5. So February went by, it was the middle of March. I had 1,400 euros to my name. And I actually seen one of your reels. And I watched one of your reels. And the next call after that, I closed the deal. And I was like, fuck, this is what I need, right? So I started chatting with Kieran, jumped on a call with him. And, you know, I was like, fuck it, I'll burn the boats because I don't want to go back to getting 9 to 5. So gave you 1,200 of that 1,400.
Yeah.
And went all in. And then I ended up having family paid off within the first 4 weeks. And yeah, I went from 300 a month pretty much to, I think it was like 3.5K after 4 weeks in family.
What kind of decisions go through your head when you basically tell somebody I'm all in? Like, what's the kind of, I suppose, insecurity and fear that you faced? So that's interesting. A lot of people face that.
What do you mean?
Meaning, like, you had 1,400 in your bank account and you gave me 1,200 so I could take my family to the net.
Ultimately, it was, look, we had the apartment.
Yeah.
So it's like, fuck it, I'll do it. It's either I'll have to make it. It was like, I'll have to make it work. That was my mindset going in. I have to make it work because I knew I didn't want to get a 9 to 5. And I was like, if worst comes to worst, I can just, you know, beg my dad for 1,000 euros for a month and then go get a job. But I mean, it's like sometimes you just have to make these decisions and go all in, you know, and like, I mean, you have to go all in on yourself, right? Because I knew I didn't want to go back to working a 9 to 5 for 2,000 euros a month. And
why not? What's so wrong with a 9 to 5? Let people know why we're so fortunate here in this world. Because I think a lot of people don't fucking believe they're fortunate. They think that the industry owes them something because they can't give the time, which is the cheapest form of labor.
Well, I guess for me, I come from a background from IT, so I could have worked from home anyway. It was the whole not being in control of what you want to do, right? And also the income, you're capped at 2K. Yeah. Well, I was anyway for the field I was in. So there's nothing necessarily wrong with it. Like, it's good for some people. Not everyone is suited for not being in the 9 to 5. But I just wanted more, you know. Because after having the taste from drop shipping, from making, you know, like 8K a couple of months, and then I was like, had that taste. So I knew I didn't want to go back to work in the 9 to 5.
Yeah. What does your partner feel about you working in this industry?
When I started, she thought like it wasn't possible, you know, and then I started posting on Facebook about all the stuff I was doing. She thought it was a pyramid scheme then, and then, you know, when I made 9K last month, she was pretty happy. So
she was.
She's supportive. In all fairness to me, she's supportive of what I do. She's, even when I made the decision to actually go all in, you know, she's like, you know, do what you got to do. So she's great in that sense.
Good, very good. What does she do? Can I ask?
She is a visual merchandiser in Zara.
A visual what?
Merchandiser. So she designs the shops.
Oh shit! Right, nice.
Yeah. So when she goes in, you go in, you see it's all designed nicely. That's what she does.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
So does that mean she travels around Europe and stuff like that, building new shops?
No, not yet. She's just a trainee. She's only been doing it a couple of months. She used to do fire in town, the steakhouse.
Yeah.
She used to be a manager there.
Right.
And then she got into this when she came over to Amsterdam.
Very good. So let me bring you back for a second to that reel that you saw. I don't even know what reel it was. What was it? Let us know. Let me turn off my fucking WhatsApp.
I haven't a clue. I haven't a clue what it was. It was just you wearing one of your caps. I was like, who's this Irish fella?
Who's this
And I
man?
watched it. I watched it a couple of times, and I was like, "Fuck, he's right." And then it wasn't. I can't even remember what you said, but what it was the confidence and conviction you had in yourself. That was like, you know what? I'm going to go in with the same energy he had, and then I ended up closing the deal for it was 600 euros. So it was like 80K in comms. But as soon as that happened, I was like, if this can happen after like a 10, 15 second reel, what can I do if I work with him? So that's when I kind of made the decision that,
Yeah.
you're the guy for me, Billy.
Oh, please don't tell that to too many people, because people might think different things when they hear all that. Let me ask you this: why did you find sales so difficult in the start? Like, because making $890, 90 euros, in 3 months of work, that means that you've worked. I went through this yesterday with people in the community. You're still going to have to do the calls. You're still going to have to turn up. You still have to actually be there. Why not just actually get paid? So, like, you worked for 3 months straight. Why did you find it so difficult at the start? Or what was it?
Well, I guess I just didn't know what I was doing.
Right.
Not one of them courses. The marketing was great. You go in with all the expectations. It's not there on the back end.
Yeah.
And then you're jumping on calls and you're kind of just following the script, but you don't know what you're saying. You've no education. You've no knowledge of what you're doing. You don't know how to respond to people when objections kind of come up throughout the call. You kind of just, you're kind of just ticking boxes and following the answers or following the questions on the script. And then when it comes down to the end, when you've got to deal with any objections that come up, because I didn't have the confidence in myself, I was uncertain. I didn't know what I was doing. And, people said that, you need to think about it. And I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. Go think about it. Come back to me, all that stuff. Because I genuinely didn't even know objections were a thing. I thought you just follow the script and then all of a sudden, you're making 10K. That's how easy I thought it was.
That's how they sold it, though.
Yeah.
That's how they gave it to you in a wrapped it up. See, the problem that the market has is that we've got really top quality marketers and very poor salespeople. You understand what I'm saying to you? So we've got a lot of people that can market really, really good. And I'm talking about the top guys are really excellent at marketing. But when it comes to actually knowing the skill set of sales and people and human psychology and actually helping people make decisions, that's where the lacking comes in.
Yeah, for sure.
But what were you sold on? What were you given as an idea that this was what it's going to be?
Originally, it was for an agency because I was still running my agency. It was like, learn sales training to, increase your sales and your clients with the agency. That's how I got in. But it was like, it was like, oh, you can make 10K a month with sales, blah, 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 and it'll help you increase your agency. And I had originally went in with the intentions for the agency. Yeah. But then as I got in, I was like, oh, sales is actually, because I didn't know sales is a thing, right? I was like, fuck, there's people making 20K a month, 30K a month, and all you're doing is jumping on a few calls. Yeah. And I was like, shit, let's start taking a few sales calls. And because I wasn't going anywhere with the agency, because it was just in Eman's agency navigator, not going anywhere. And then, just went all in on sales then.
That's what happens when you mass produce things and you give mass production to mass people with no mass kind of understanding or education. It's the issue that we have at the market, in the market at the moment, is that we unfortunately get, I want to say 80% of people that go through other sales training. So it's quite sad for me because I got to listen to all of it. And I got to listen to, I drop 5K here, 10K here, 20 over here. And what tends to happen is then they come to us and then it all just kind of clicks. So we're unfortunate in the capacity of that we can't outspend these marketers, nor do we want it, because what's the point of competing at that forefront? But the issue that we see all the time is everybody wants to talk. When it comes to walking, they ain't going to be able to walk too far. Why do you think we can do both? Why? Well, also there's the bravado of the Irish, meaning that we can have a bit of a slag. We can take things on the chin and we can water off a duck's back and we can talk our shit. Why do you think we, as the objection box, have been able to produce more so than everyone else, in your opinion? And I don't want you to just throw your fucking knickers at me, but like, just in your own opinion, why do you think it works?
Oh, I guess it just does, right? You know, you're good at what you do. You know, you're good at sales. Um, and there's no one out there that I've seen anyway that is tells you about the end of the call, right? The objections. You know, no one kind of focuses more so on the objections. And ultimately, when I was before the objection box, that's where all my sales actually, you know, I was losing them all.
It's integrated. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know with the in elite and even in family, you know, you have the education of all the objections, and you have them broken down. If it's fear, okay, what type of fears is it? The four type of fears. You go into everything, you explain it all in detail. So you know, if it's say a fear of you, you know where to go. Fear of tomorrow, you know where to go. If it's money, logistics. So it's kind of like you've got all the breakdowns of where it can go, and you're basically learning the frameworks of how to handle the person in a certain situation.
Yeah. Why do you think people don't focus on the end of the calls?
It's uncomfortable. You know, you don't want to sit there and, you know, sit in that for me anyway, that's what it was. I wanted to be people's friends. I wanted you to like me on the call. You know, I want to say, oh yeah, we're friends. Now you give me $1,000 and give me my commission, and you know, see you later. But it's uncomfortable when you're asking people for €1,000 or €2,000 or whatever, even €600, right?
No.
And then when they say no, no one wants to be told no, and you know, it's uncomfortable because you don't know what you're doing. It gives you uncertainty, and that makes you doubt yourself if you don't know what you're doing.
It's what we saw. It's the biggest gap that I saw in the market when I decided to go out on my own. I was like, everybody wants to coach people on tonality and building rapport and, you know, pre-handling everything and, you know, talking about the weather and building everything up and, you know, 10-step commandments or all this other bullshit. But nobody wants to talk about the most important part of the whole structure. And
on saying that, what I thought the most important part of what I was originally taught was rapport. Spend around 5 minutes building rapport at the start of the call, get to know the person, get them on your side, and then it will be a breeze, right? And then you're like, you know, that you build it throughout the call, right? It's kind of the opposite.
So that way of thinking put $300 a month into your bank account. So just let everyone out there know, like, if you want to build rapport, that is the equivalent of $300 a month in your bank account.
Yeah, that's what that gets you.
That's what that gets you.
Yeah.
Nothing but stress and headaches. Because Amsterdam is expensive, buddy. I've been there.
Yeah, it's not cheap. I don't know why we picked here, you know.
Comfortable place.
It's not cheap.
It's a comfortable place. I can't actually stress how much of a comfortable place. You've been to Amsterdam there? Have you? Yeah. It's an interesting place. I don't know. I can't actually explain what Amsterdam is. Can you, Shawnee? You've been there for a couple of months. What is Amsterdam?
Yeah, canals, bikes, weeds, and prostitutes.
Kebabs.
They're not prostitutes.
Yeah.
They're service ladies.
They're ladies. Sex workers.
Providing a service.
Hey, it's the oldest profession in the world.
Well, look, someone's going to pay for them, right? They're selling themselves.
Yeah.
You need to start.
What is Amsterdam other than those? Like what? Like give me the Don't give me the fucking, you know.
No, it's actually a nice city to live in. To be fair, you know, it's a nice. Everyone's pretty relaxed. You know, you can get around the place. Yeah, you can get around the place on a bike. So you can get from one side of the city to the other on a bike. It's just a nice way of living. You know, it's what's the word? Aesthetically pleasing on the eyes to live here. Yeah. All the buildings are very nice.
Yeah. It's quite expensive. It's calming is the word.
Yes, it's calming. Yes.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Berlin. Do you ever go to Berlin?
I've been to Berlin too many times, Bill.
Okay.
Too many times, yeah.
What the fuck are you going to Berlin for, you Macron?
Definitely not the nightclubs anyway.
Techno,
yeah.
Oh, you're a techno head, are you?
I am, yeah.
Jesus. What are you, Jack?
I'm just a lover of all genres of music.
Billy Ray Cyrus.
Country western music.
House music, yeah. House music. What else do you like? Jack.
Me? Yeah. I like everything. I have a very vast variety of music that I can pick from.
What's that place in Germany that you go to? There's a undercover into it. Have you been in there?
So where?
The Berghain.
No, I haven't. No, we tried to get in there. We got rejected though.
Did you? I wonder why.
Yeah. Too
Maybe
cool.
now when you start making a few more quid, you can start waving some quid at them. That's what probably help you.
I've heard some stories out there. I don't know if I'd be mad to go.
No?
I don't know if they're suitable for the call. It's live, yeah. There's some funny stories from inside what happened in there.
So,
Tony, can I just ask you one question? Like, what do you feel was the biggest improvement in yourself when you did back yourself and make that jump up to elite from the family group?
What do you mean?
Like, what do you feel changed for you personally, but also in your sales and the way that you approach your sales once you kind of back yourself, obviously jumping into the elite group from the family group?
Yeah, okay. So I guess just to go before that, what went from like pre-family to family, what jumped there would have been confidence and certainty in myself. And then ultimately from family to elite would have been more leadership, right? So actually being there to lead them on the call, and also kind of dealing with stuff as it comes up throughout the call, and also not leaving it till the end of the call. But if I was to sum it up in one word, it would probably be, leadership. By being the leader on the call, bring them through the process and helping them make a decision that's going to best change their life.
why do you think that's important? Like, why do you think becoming a leader is important in sales?
Because look, they're on the call for a reason, right? Because they're on the call because they don't know where they want to go. They want to change their life. They're not happy with where they are. So they need some guidance to basically say, hey, you're here, you're not where you want to be. You're going to, I guess, not take the decision, but you have to help them, lead them to make the best decision for ultimately themselves and their family in order to get out of the place of where they don't want to be anymore.
Yeah. Also going to say to you was, so tell me about the next 6 months. What's the plan? What's the goal? What do we want to achieve?
Well, I want to, get the 15K months consistently. I'm not too far off that. I just want to keep getting better. The money doesn't even concern me now, as long as I can. Something's always been in my mind when I actually first talked to you. You were like, never focus on the money, just focus on your skill. Right. So that's all I wanted to do for, the first one. Once you actually told me that, for the first 8 to 12 months, I just want to focus on my skill, get as good as possible, because I know if I get as good as possible, the money then just follows.
Yeah.
So
well, you can't get paid anything else.
Huh?
You can't get paid anything else. You can't get anything else as the service provider. You cannot get anything. But if you focus on it, it won't happen because you're putting all your efforts into a dollar rather than helping somebody.
Yeah, because even though, I've had the proper training now for just coming on about 6 months, and I still have, a long way to go. There's still so much room to actually go. And that's ultimately what I just want to do for the next 6 months. Just keep getting better.
People don't notice, but Elite was never designed to be a 6-month program. It was never designed to be a 6-month change your life program. It was designed to be a 12-month hand-on-hand development package that ultimately designed every aspect of your life, whether that's mental, physical, spiritual, financial. We're working at the moment to build out a mindset program. And not just like this hippie mindset stuff where you just go to the fucking forest and you dance around for 3 days, taking a load of fucking bangers. I mean, like proper stuff, like proper self-sabotaging, proper self kind of like victim mentality and stuff to kind of really overcome your own limitations, because it's the biggest thing that I've experienced over the last 15 months building the box. For the first 6 months, Shawnee, I literally just thought, if I just give you the education, you'll go make a ton of money. And what tended to happen was a lot of people just did that. But what tended to happen was that there was a lot of people that just couldn't allow themselves to, be good.
Yeah.
And one of my very, very good friends was the epitome of the issue that we face. It was the epitome of it, in a sense that just constant, self-sabotaging over and over and over again. He has had all the skill But what was happening every 8 weeks was he would just go off the rails for like a week or 2 weeks, and then it would take him 3 weeks to realign. And I've been sitting with Nikki over the last, probably since Texas. I'm going through all that because I think it's a big, massive part of this industry. Because if we can get people out of their own way, guess what happens under course? They get a lot of people out of their way. But if you can't get out of your own way, and be certain on yourself, you can't do the rest of the stuff. That's how you get stuck.
I guess, what has you even doing that? You know, why are you even bothering doing that instead of just, you know, giving the education, just, you know, scaling the business up and making it?
Because I'll tell you, Shawnee, because I actually care about people. I could give people a lot of education and I can make a ton of money and I can help a ton of people, but like, it's like this, Shawnee. I can help you make more money, but I could also help you change your life. Why not do it all if you can do it all? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you can paint the outside of a house, why not stop at the outside? Why not go in the inside and paint that too? You know, so it's kind of it's a weird one because I know what you're asking. Why bother?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you know, why save these people, you know, or attempt to save them?
Yeah, it's a case of lying in bed every night knowing that you've done all that you can do. All it is for me. Like, I don't need to make any more money, really. I could literally take off the next 10 years of my life and still be good. You know, but
a bad position to be in.
No, but I've worked my fucking face off for the last 10 years. So it's more of a case of bringing everybody with me now. So I got my brother there. You know, I want to bring him with me. I got my team. I want to bring them with me. I want to bring all you guys with me, because there's going to come a time when other stuff happen, meaning that we flip the switch and we start building out businesses with people. And I need great people that I can trust to be able to go and run those companies. So all of that kind of stuff is on the horizon. We're making lots of different moves in the background. We're making lots of different shakes and bakes, as we call them, all for that particular reason. So in order to be able to trust people and to be able to put people into great positions, I got to know that they're squared away. I got to know that they're good to go. Now, in order to be able to get people good to go, we can't just think that just giving people the education is going to be enough if there's other aspects of their life that we need to help them with. So that will be fitness, that will be mindset, that will be the wealth aspects and stuff, you know. So there's lots of stuff that are coming up.
So if anything, it's more of turning into a mastermind then, is it? Instead of just sales training.
It was never at the start, buddy, it was just, I'm just going to give you the education and you're just going to make a ton of money, because I just thought everybody thought like I did. I just thought that everybody was going to take on the world. I just thought everybody had that like utmost and complete sense of complete confidence in themselves. I just thought that's how the world lived. When I was running companies, right, and I was getting annoyed with my teams, and I said to the boss one time, I said, hey, buddy, look, I'm getting super annoyed with these people. I don't know what to do and I don't know how to move them. And he said to me, and I'll never forget it, and it's kind of how I manage my own teams now. He said to me, Bill, there's going to be people. Tim Grover, actually, you know, did you ever read that book, Relentless?
No.
Okay, read that book, Relentless. For you lesbians out there, if you want to learn how to become a closer and a cleaner and all these things, go and read Tim Grover's book. It's down there in the ground. There it is there, actually. Look, Relentless. Go and read that book. It's a phenomenal book. But in there, and in the sense of building businesses, you can't have everyone doing the same thing. So like, you couldn't have had 5 Michael Jordans.
Yeah.
Because it's just physically impossible. So he said to me one time, and I'll never forget it, he said, Bill, there's going to be people that make the deals happen. Bill, there's going to be people that make the tea happen. And Bill, there's going to be people that clean the floor and make that happen. You cannot get annoyed with people if they're reaching their full potential. So like a cleaner, someone who's, you know, just wants to clean floors all day, their full potential is every day knowing that their floors are all clean and they can go home and have peace in their life. I can't get annoyed at that person because I want him to become the next CEO of Apple or CEO of Tesla or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that was
Gotcha.
a kind of realization for me. But yes, it will bring in those other aspects, because in order to kind of allow people to believe in themselves, they have to learn to believe in themselves. You know what I mean? So it becomes a whole kind of a holistic approach to life, not just making money, you know?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
So even like the things that we're doing now with 75 hard, I'm not doing that. I'm putting people through that with me for the sake of it, because I want, you know, pen pals.
What's the first thing you'll do after day 76? What are you planning to do?
I might have a couple of pints of Guinness. I'm going to New York to run Central Park on day
Nice.
75. So I'll probably have a couple of pints of Guinness, or maybe a couple of pints of forged Irish stout.
Yeah, real stuff, the proper stuff apparently.
I don't know. The people keep bashing about it, so I don't know. They keep fucking going above and beyond for it, so I don't know. But that was the plan. That was always the plan when I started this, because I'm going for an operation on the 11th of November. So I got a week between when I finish and when I go for the operation. So I've always planned on going to New York for that week. So the plan is to run a Central Park on day 75.
Not bad. What about you, Jackie? What do you do on day 76?
Wake up and probably go for another run. It's a
It's a lifestyle for you, huh?
it's a lifestyle change now, buddy. I don't think I'll ever come out of it now, to be honest. I'm after getting back in the saddle now, and I actually enjoy that part of the day where I get up and I go and I work out and I do some sort of activity, and I listen to some podcasts, and I listen to a lot of, I suppose, motivational speakers and stuff like that. And it's really, really good to change your mind about things, but also open up your mind about different angles, about thinking about different things and stuff like that. So yeah, I probably will just continue it, really. But obviously, maybe one workout a day, maybe not two. I
Yeah,
don't know.
not too. Yeah.
It'll be hard to work out in Ireland 2 days or 2 times a day when the weather is like a monsoon. So we'll see.
All that's been planned, Shawnee. Like I just didn't pick it out of the sky and say, I'm going to run 75 hard, and who wants to do it with me wants to do it. Like, all that stuff is meticulous. Like, I'm looking at all of this and saying to myself, okay, 2024 is coming up. What are we going to do that's, you know, outside of the box that's going to help people in their own lives? Fitness is going to be massive moving forward. I'll probably get a trainer in to just speak on fitness every time and just put people through training programs.
Yeah.
Nutritionists in to do that too. I'll obviously, you know, build on the mindset stuff. Because if you have all those things in your life is pretty good.
It is. Yeah.
You have the fitness locked in, you got your mindset locked in, you got your ways of building, you know, your economy, you're making money. You don't have a whole lot of stress in your life anymore.
No, you don't. You definitely don't.
That's the plan. That's the ideas for where we're going with all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's coming in.
It's funny you said that, Sean. You asked about why he would want to, I suppose, add on another thing to the objection box, which doesn't really have to do with sales, like mindset, you know?
Yeah.
Myself and Bill, we spoke earlier on, and he got a nice video sent to him from a member in one of the programs. And the message that I sent back to him was, this is the real reason for the objection box. This is the golden nugget of the objection box, the North Star. This is what it's all about. It's not about making a ton of money or anything like that. It's about actually helping the people and looking at other people succeed and how it changes their families' lives. That's literally the main reason behind it. It's something that I definitely feel very proud of, looking at everybody changing their lives and how they've progressed, but also how Bill is able to affect so many people around the world. It's something that you don't see often, and it's something that I take great pride in as well.
No, yeah, for sure. Like it's changed my life, you know. I don't know where I'd be if I never actually jumped into family. I'd probably be in a 9 to 5, not actually being where I want to be. You know, I was actually thinking about this today. I woke up in a shit mood, and I went to the library to do a bit of, you know, sales study. And I was just sitting there thinking, it's like 11:30 in the morning. I've got my flat white beside me. I'm sitting on a laptop overlooking Amsterdam. I don't have to be in work. I made
Yeah.
9K last month. I've already made around 5 this month. You're like, what do I have? Like, similar to what you said earlier on, the call bill, like people don't know how good you actually have it in the space. I mean, I took one call today, closed PIF $650. I could not take any more calls for the rest of the week. And that was more than I was actually earning in a week when I was working 40 hours.
Yeah, 100%.
And people don't actually take that like in and actually absorb it, because the problem that we have, Shawnee, this is a big issue in the market, and I'm going to try and change, is that we're always competing for the next thing. And we never actually absorb what we do, and we never appreciate who we are and what we've achieved. And I'm probably the biggest failure in that for the last 2 years in my life, because everything was about the next. I have a partner who says to me, I remember, I'll tell you a story. So 21 years of age, I came to the UK, and by 23, I bought a Range Rover. I don't know, do you know how expensive Range Rover is?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, right. So from when I bought it at 23, I was still a personal trainer. And after a week, I was looking at other ones, newer versions.
Yeah.
All this kind of stuff. And my life has always been like that. It's always the next. And when I came into sales, I got lost for the first 2 years, for the first 18 months, because I was playing against the machine that was never going to tire. Meaning that there was always more hours that I could work, more money that I could make, more sales that I could make. And I just competed for the sake of competing. You know, my biggest month, I did like 73 sales in a month. That's high ticket sales. That's above $10,000 a month. Do that, Matt.
Yeah.
Like most people wouldn't do that in half a year. I did it in a month. So the whole concept of what I want to help people change is like to be able to, find peace in this game. Because if you don't find peace in this game, it becomes a game that weighs very heavy. Because it's heavy for me. You know what I mean? It's a heavy, heavy game, because if I need to be able to sit back and be able to enjoy it more than what I do. I would try this amount of pressure that I take on. And for what? I don't really know. So
that comes back to what I said in one of the coaching calls. You need to know where you want to go.
Yeah.
When you ask that question in Elite, I think me and someone else put up our hand. There was like 2-3 people.
Yeah.
If you don't know where you want to go and you're just in sales to make money, it's like, when is enough, right?
Never. That's the problem.
And one thing as well, you see all the big numbers. You see people doing 20K, 40K in a month, 50K, and you're like, fuck. I always need to there's always going to be someone doing better than you, especially when you don't know where you want to go. So that's a big thing as well that I feel ties into that, is you need to have a clear picture of what sales means to you. For me, I'd be happy at 15K a month, working 20, 25 hours a week, and I have to travel, do all that, and I'd be good. I could stop at 15K, making more than enough money. I can live the life that I got into here to live to originally.
Exactly. And that's that whole mindset stuff about understanding yourself, understanding all of it. Because as I said at the start of this call, like in my head, I was like, I'm just going to coach a lot of people, and then they're going to do everything that they need to do. And after the last, 15 months or so, you realize that people need more than just education, so that's where all the rest of the stuff, that's why we're doing the fitness at the moment, and we're running that. Because I want to test it out. I want to test, the increase that all you guys are going to have if you're very, regimental with your fitness. Now, when we bring out the mindset stuff and we help people with that, I want to see the amount of improvement that they can have there and how they find peace in their life. So there's lots of different stuff that we want to help with. There's lots of stuff that we can do. The biggest thing for us, though, if you can solve the biggest problem in people's life, which is probably they're not making enough money, then everything else can get better on top of that,
Yeah.
So those are the plans.
If you're not making the money you want to make in your life, it has a knock-on effect on everything, right? You're stressed, you're fighting with your girlfriend, you're not buying the food you want to buy, you're feeling crap, you're paying all your money to bills. Yeah.
You're not living the life you want to live. That's the big issue. And I just thought if we solved that problem, that everyone will be absolutely rosy. No.
People are lost, Bill. People are lost.
Well, we are lost as a society in the world. Without getting too philosophical about it, we are lost. You know, we're conditioned to be lost. That's the whole idea. They want people lost. They don't want people making money and doing their own thing and having their own, you know, autonomy. So without getting too philosophical or too Andrew Tate on it, that's the issue. That is the issue. Right. I know you got to go and I got to go. Jack, you actually never told people what the video was. People were messaging me. The video that we got sent today, guys, was a member of our lead program. And so I sent it to all my team because it made me cry. But what it basically was that this gentleman sits every evening with his 3 kids and they do a gratitude. And his gratitude was that he met me and that I was able to help him make more money for his family. So just to give people a context, he works a 9 to 5 and he wants sales to be his full-time gig so he can actually spend time with his family. So now that's what Jack talks about, that ripple effect, because when we get him making more money, which we do, we've doubled him out in a month and a half.
Yeah.
He's going to be in a better position financially to be able to emotionally connect with his family again, you know, and be physically with his family. So it's all good and everything is great, helping people make a ton of money. But it's the other ripple effects that we love, and it's what we actually do it for, you know. Like, to be very transparent, Shawnee, if someone messaged me now and say, hey, Bill, you took me from 2K to 25K in 2 days, it means nothing to me anymore because I've done it hundreds of times. But when I see a video of someone sitting down with their family and basically saying, we as a family are grateful for this individual because he helps us stay connected, like that shit, you can't buy that.
On a deeper meaning, like.
Priceless.
So that's why we do it. And that's why you asked me earlier, why do you want to even get involved in the mindset stuff? Because if I can help people like that overcome their own limitations and hesitations and their own insecurities, what is it going to do for the next generation, the next, like I've always said, right? I'll tell you, the biggest goal for me is I want my kids to grow up and I want my kids, my 2 little girls, to know that their daddy helped over 10,000 people live a better life. And I want my kids to be able to see the ripple effects of, like, for argument's sake, Shawnee, you're going to have kids in your life, hopefully, touch wood. You and your partner will have kids in your life. Now, the reality is, Shawnee, you get to 15, 20 grand a month, you can pay your kid to have better education than you probably have, right?
Yeah.
So now your kid may be the next person that cures cancer in Ireland. Understand what I'm saying to you? I
get you, yeah.
That ripple effect started because I was able to take you from 2 grand a month all the way up to 20 grand a month because I got my education into you. But if I wasn't able to give you the education, you would have just been an IT guy making 2 grand a month, and your kid would probably have to go to fucking some school in Ballymun or something. with all due respect, yeah.
Yeah. He's from Bray anyway. He's from the fake though.
Me, I'm not from Bray. That's Jacob. I'm from Ashburn.
You're all the same.
All the same. Would you stop?
So that's the ripple effect. That's what I mean. Like that's the whole concept of the whole bigger picture of everything. You know what I mean? Because like your kids or your whatever, not your kids or who's ever kids, maybe, you know, maybe something excellent in the world, you know, that helps a ton of people. But if I don't help you, how can I get you to be able to help your kids? You just can't.
It's not just the kids, right? Because that would probably be happening sooner. Because my girlfriend wants to do a fashion course, and if I'm in a position where I'm earning 10, 15K per month from your training, then by May or March, whenever it is, she can then go do that course. So it's not just the kids, you know, and then she's in a better career because I invested in your training, and then the ripple effect kind of just continues on that way.
Right. That's the ripple effect. That's what people just think that I just want to make a ton of money. It's not. Like, there's only so much money that you can have anyway. It's a waste of time. It's everything else that's after. So that's what I'm after. That's the big, you know, North Star for us. It's the ripple effect of everything. That's the game. You know, I want people to basically say that young man, not that young anymore, came from a place called Carrigan Shore, and he helped all these people, and all these people helped all these people. That's the game. So that's what we're
Yeah,
at.
yeah.
Yes.
Very
Right,
nice.
Sean, you got the last word. Last word for you. And what I want you to do in no more than 5 words, explain to us what the objection box is for you. 5 words, count them out, Jack.
Leadership, confidence, conviction,
3.
fuck. Life changing there. That's
4.
That's
4.
4. That's a double bar.
1 more.
Best version of myself.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. You just failed. Right, guys. We gotta go. We gotta go train. If you guys want to know what the fuck we do, if you're in my groups, you probably have a fair fucking idea what we do. I would say to you guys, as I said yesterday in the free group, you guys got 10 weeks left, more or less. You got 10 weeks left to finish out this year. This year is gone, fundamentally. You got 10 weeks now to figure out what you need to do to get better in 2024. Don't be the person, guys, that gets to 2024 with your fucking head in the sand like everyone else. If you want to fucking learn, you want to develop, you want to go and change your own life, not only your own life, but the ripple effect of you changing your life is your kids' life, your family's life, your future self, and everything else in between. Come let us know. If you don't want that, guys, that is also fine too. We're just going to help the people that want to be helped. We don't need to do it. We want to do it. And that's all that it is. All right. Lots of love. Behave. Shawnee, appreciate you,
Yeah.
buddy. Talk soon.
Have a good weekend, Sean.
See you later.
Good luck. Bye-bye.
Bye, Bill.
Ciao.